Hello and welcome. You've just tuned in to Inspiration from the East, your destination for discovering the timeless beauty and wisdom found in Eastern traditions. Here we explore how ancient philosophies and design can transform the way we live, create, and connect with the world around us. If you're passionate about architecture, culture, or simply seeking new ways to find harmony in your daily life, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and give this video a like to support our growing community. Ready to embark on a journey that blends art, nature, and mindful living? Let's begin by unveiling the unique world of Eastern architecture. Have you ever looked at a building and felt a sense of complete peace, a feeling that it belongs exactly where it stands, as if it grew from the earth itself? This is the magic of Eastern architecture, structures created in conversation with the land. From curved roofs to serene courtyards, there is a profound connection to the natural world. It's a deep-rooted philosophy, a way of seeing our place within nature. We'll explore how these traditions create spaces that are not only beautiful, but also deeply harmonious. Eastern design practices a gentle art of collaboration, respecting the wind, sun, and land. Our journey will reveal how different cultures have interpreted this harmony. The principles of Eastern architecture offer timeless wisdom, relevant today as we seek sustainable living. By respecting nature, we can create homes and communities that nourish our souls. In the East, nature is the master architect. The landscape is seen as a living entity. Builders study the flow of water, the wind, and the sun. Natural elements are integrated into the design. The goal is to create a structure that complements its surroundings. A Chinese garden is a miniature landscape. Winding paths encourage slow strolling. Materials are often sourced locally to deepen the building's connection to its place. This is the ultimate expression of harmony. Eastern architecture is much more than a set of building techniques. It is a profound philosophy about how to live. At its heart lies the belief that our well-being is intrinsically linked to the health and balance of our environment. A home is not merely a shelter from the elements, it is a vessel that can shape our mood, influence our health, and connect us to the spiritual world. Concepts like Feng Shui in China or Vastu Shastra in India are ancient sciences dedicated to creating spaces that support and enhance human life. They are complex systems that consider everything from the flow of cosmic energy to the psychological impact of colors and shapes. These philosophies teach that a building should be a bridge between the human world and the natural world. This is achieved by dissolving the hard boundaries that typically separate inside from outside. Large windows, sliding paper screens in Japan, and open verandas are common features. They invite daylight, fresh air, and the sounds of nature to flow freely through the home. This constant, gentle presence of the outdoors helps to regulate our internal rhythms, reduce stress, and foster a sense of calm and connection. Living in such a space is a daily reminder that we are not separate from nature, but a part of its continuous, beautiful cycle. The arrangement of space is also deeply intentional, designed to guide our experience and encourage mindfulness. Rather than large, open-plan rooms, you often find a series of smaller, interconnected spaces that unfold gradually. A winding corridor might lead to a quiet tea room, or a small courtyard might offer a private moment of reflection before you enter the main living area. This creates a journey through the home, with each space having its own unique character and purpose. This thoughtful sequencing of rooms encourages a slower, more deliberate way of moving and living, turning everyday activities into moments of peaceful ritual and contemplation. Ultimately, this architectural philosophy is about creating balance in all things. It is about the balance between light and shadow, solid and void, simplicity and complexity. It is about the balance between the needs of the individual and the needs of the community, and the balance between human creation and the natural environment. These principles extend far beyond the design of a single building. They offer a holistic vision for how we can create communities and cities that are more sustainable, more beautiful, and more nourishing for the human spirit. It is a timeless wisdom that teaches us to build with humility, respect, and a deep love for the world around us. As we embark on this exploration together, our path is clear. This guide is structured to take you on a step-by-step journey into the heart of Eastern architecture. We will begin by diving deeper into the core principles of harmony that form the foundation of this design tradition. We will uncover the ancient philosophies that have guided builders for centuries, from the spiritual balance of Feng Shui to the Japanese appreciation for imperfection known as Understanding these core ideas is essential, as they are the invisible blueprint that shapes every structure, garden, and interior space. This section will provide you with the philosophical keys to unlock the deeper meaning behind the designs. Next, we will travel across Asia to witness these principles in action. We will visit iconic examples of Eastern architecture, bringing these abstract concepts to life. We will stand in awe before the majestic temples of Kyoto, whose wooden structures have withstood earthquakes for centuries. We will wander through the poetic landscapes of the classical gardens of Suzhou, often called the Venice of the East. We will explore the simple, elegant beauty of traditional Korean homes, which are designed to live in harmony with the changing seasons. Through these case studies, you will see firsthand how different cultures have masterfully blended their buildings with the natural environment. Our journey will then zoom in on the specific techniques and materials that make this seamless integration possible. We will look at how architects and craftsmen use locally sourced natural materials like wood, bamboo, stone, clay, and paper. These materials not only connect the building to its location but also age gracefully, becoming more beautiful over time. We will examine design strategies such as borrowed scenery, the use of courtyards to create private oases of nature, and the clever orientation of buildings to maximize natural light and ventilation. This section will reveal the practical genius behind the philosophical ideals. Finally, we will bring our journey into the present day. We will explore how the timeless wisdom of Eastern architecture is inspiring a new generation of architects and designers around the globe. In an era of increasing environmental awareness, these ancient principles offer powerful solutions for creating sustainable, eco-friendly buildings. We will see how concepts of natural ventilation, passive solar design, and the use of renewable materials are being adapted into modern green architecture. This guide will not only illuminate the past but also show how these profound ideas are helping to shape a more harmonious and sustainable future for us all. So, let's begin. Eastern design philosophies center on Qi, an invisible life force. Feng Shui, meaning wind water, arranges surroundings to optimize Qi flow, aligning structures with natural energy. It aims to create spaces promoting health and well-being. The ideal is a gentle energy current. Architects use this to guide the placement of buildings, doors, and windows. The natural landscape is the primary Qi source. Mountains offer stable energy, while rivers carry life-giving Qi. An ideal site nestles on a slope with a mountain backdrop and faces water. Buildings are positioned to receive nature's blessings, becoming vessels that circulate cosmic breath. Shapes, materials, and the 5 elements are part of the Feng Shui equation. Gentle curves encourage harmonious flow. Eastern architecture creates sacred environments to support and enhance life. In contrast to the Western pursuit of perfection, the Japanese aesthetic of Wabi-Sabi finds beauty in imperfection and impermanence. Wabi-Sabi speaks to rustic simplicity and the beauty that comes with age. Together, they center on accepting transience and authentic beauty. This influences Japanese architecture, encouraging humble, organic designs. You can see Wabi-Sabi in the choice of natural materials like unfinished wood, clay, and bamboo. These materials are celebrated because of their imperfections. They tell a story of time and life, creating warm, grounded spaces. Designs embrace asymmetry and simplicity, mirroring the natural world. Wabi-Sabi teaches a lesson about our relationship with nature and time. By embracing this, we find beauty in the world as it is. One of the most ingenious principles in Japanese landscape design is Shakkei, which translates as borrowed scenery. This is the art of seamlessly incorporating the surrounding landscape into the composition of a garden, making distant elements like mountains appear as if they're part of the garden itself. It's a masterful technique that dissolves the boundaries between the private garden and the wider world. And this isn't just about framing a pretty view, it's a deeply philosophical act. The technique of Shakkei is achieved through careful planning and some clever visual tricks. A designer might strategically place a stone lantern to frame a distant mountain peak just perfectly. This principle really changes the experience of being in the garden. The philosophy behind Shakkei has powerful implications for architecture as well. A window isn't just an aperture for light, it's a carefully composed frame for a piece of living art. By intentionally designing buildings to borrow the scenery, architects create spaces that feel more open. In many Western cultures, space is often seen as something to be filled. We value rooms full of furniture, walls covered in art, and schedules packed with activity. However, in Japanese aesthetics there is a deep reverence for the opposite, empty space. This concept is known as ma. Ma is not simply emptiness or absence, it is a pregnant pause, an interval in time and space that is full of potential. It's the silence between notes that gives music its rhythm, the unpainted area on a scroll that gives the subject its form, and the empty space in a room that allows for movement, contemplation, and the appreciation of what is there. This principle is fundamental to Japanese architecture and interior design, where it is often referred to as kukan, or the structuring of space. Rather than filling every corner, designers intentionally create areas of emptiness. Rooms are often sparsely furnished, featuring only a few essential, beautiful objects. This minimalist approach serves a crucial purpose. It directs our attention and heightens our awareness. When a room contains only a single flower arrangement, we are able to truly see and appreciate its delicate beauty. The empty space around the arrangement is not wasted. It is what gives the flowers their importance and allows them to breathe, both visually and energetically. The use of Ma creates a sense of tranquility and clarity. Cluttered spaces can feel chaotic and overwhelming to the mind, while open, uncluttered spaces promote a feeling of calm and focus. This is why traditional Japanese rooms with their sliding shoji screens and minimal furniture often feel so serene. The flexible nature of these spaces, which can be easily reconfigured by moving screens, embodies the spirit of Ma. A room can be opened up to connect with a garden, creating a seamless flow between inside and out, or it can be divided into smaller, more intimate areas for different activities. The space is not rigidly defined, but remains fluid and full of possibility. Understanding Ma is key to understanding the soul of Japanese design. It is a philosophy that values restraint, subtlety, and the power of suggestion. It teaches that what is left out is often as important as what is put in. By embracing negative space, architects and designers create environments that are not just visually pleasing but also spiritually and emotionally resonant. They craft spaces that invite us to slow down, to breathe, and to find beauty not in accumulation, but in simplicity. Ma is the quiet, invisible element that gives Eastern architecture its profound sense of peace, balance, and timeless elegance. Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, reveals a deep understanding of nature's healing power that influences design. The goal is to create buildings that allow for architectural Shinrin-yoku, bringing the forest into the home through a multisensory approach. The architecture seeks to engage all the senses. The choice of natural materials like cedar and pine are often used extensively for their aromatic properties. These woods release phytoncides known to have calming and health-boosting effects. Features like wide verandas and operable windows are invitations for nature to come inside, creating a sanctuary. Imagine a vermilion gate that appears to float magically on the sea. This is the Otori Gate of Itsukushima Shrine on Miyajima Island, Japan, one of the country's most iconic images. A symbol of the Shinto belief that gods reside in nature. The shrine coexists with the landscape in a dynamic and beautiful dance. Built on piers over the water, the entire complex seems to float at high tide. When the tide recedes, visitors can walk to the base of the Torii Gate. The shrine employs the principle of borrowed scenery, framing the lush forest of Mount Misen. Itsukushima Shrine is a masterpiece where architecture, water, and mountains are woven together. In Suzhou, the classical gardens are masterpieces of Chinese landscape design, miniature worlds crafted for contemplation. Unlike Western gardens, these spaces use winding paths, moon gates, and rockeries to create illusions of vastness and surprise. Every turn reveals a new scene, a pond, a zigzag bridge, or a framed view through a circular gate. Water and rocks are balanced in harmony, embodying yin and yang. Ponds reflect sky and pavilions, while sculpted limestone rocks evoke mountains. Structures blend seamlessly with nature, their curved roofs echoing the landscape. These gardens are philosophical retreats, designed to nurture the spirit and inspire creativity. They remind us of our place within the poetic order of the universe. In Suzhou, a stroll through a garden is a journey through art, nature, and philosophy. The Korean Hanok is a model of sustainable, climate-responsive design. Its secret is the ondol, an underfloor heating system that keeps winters warm, while wide wooden halls invite cool breezes in summer. Built from wood, earth, and paper, Hanoks breathe with the land, regulating temperature and humidity naturally. Every element, from curved eaves to window placement, is tuned to the rhythms of nature. The Hanok's beauty lies in its simplicity and deep connection to its surroundings. Living in a Hanok is a daily lesson in mindfulness and harmony with the seasons. It's not just a house, but a sanctuary that embraces the world outside. Here, architecture and nature are inseparable. Kinkaku-ji, Kyoto's golden pavilion, is a vision of paradise reflected in water. Its top floors shimmer with gold leaf, mirrored perfectly in the tranquil pond below. Each floor tells a story, imperial, samurai and Zen styles, stacked in a journey toward enlightenment. The surrounding stroll garden offers ever-changing views, blending the real and the reflected. Rocks and islands in the pond symbolize Buddhist creation, deepening the spiritual experience. Sometimes the pavilion is seen directly, sometimes only as a glimmer in the water. Gold contrasts with the natural world yet feels at home within it. Kinkaku-ji is more than a building. It's a crafted environment for contemplation and awe. Here, architecture becomes poetry, inviting visitors into a realm of beauty and tranquility. The Golden Pavilion stands as a testament to the power of vision and harmony. Jaipur's Hawa Mahal, the Palace of Winds, is a marvel of climate-responsive design and cultural ingenuity. Its honeycomb facade with 953 latticed windows allowed royal women to observe city life unseen. The intricate jolly screens create a natural cooling system, channeling breezes through the palace. The structure is a fusion of Rajput and Mughal styles, blending domes, arches, and pink sandstone. Behind the ornate facade, shallow chambers and corridors maximize airflow and privacy. The Hawa Mahal is both a social solution and an environmental one, turning wind into architecture. It stands as an icon of Jaipur, where beauty, culture, and nature converge. Here, architecture becomes a living, breathing screen between worlds. Angkor Wat, deep in Cambodia's jungle, is the world's largest religious monument and a cosmic symbol in stone. Its 5 towers represent Mount Meru, surrounded by a vast moat symbolizing the cosmic ocean. The moat is also a feat of engineering, stabilizing the temple and sustaining the Khmer civilization. Visitors journey through rising galleries, each step a passage from the earthly to the divine. Bas-reliefs along the walls narrate epic Hindu tales, turning stone into sacred story. The temple aligns with the sun, marking equinoxes with celestial precision. Nature and architecture intertwine as roots embrace ancient walls. Angkor Wat is a testament to faith, ingenuity, and the eternal dialogue between humanity and the wild. Here, the sacred and the natural become one. At the very heart of much of Eastern architecture lies a deep reverence for wood. In traditions like those found in Japan and China, wood connects a human dwelling directly to the life force of the forest. Architects and craftsmen sought to highlight its natural beauty, allowing it to become the very soul of the structure. This reverence is beautifully expressed in the sophisticated art of joinery. In many traditional temples and homes, entire structures were assembled without metal. Instead, craftsmen developed an incredibly complex system of interlocking wooden joints, known as dugong in China or kigumi in Japan. The flexible nature of these joints allowed buildings to absorb the shock of earthquakes. The strongest timbers were reserved for the main pillars and beams. Ultimately, the use of wood in Eastern architecture is about creating a living, breathing building, honoring the life of the tree. Over decades and centuries, the wood darkens, developing a rich patina that tells the story of its life. Before we continue our journey through the wonders of Eastern architecture, let's take a moment to connect with you, our community of curious minds. We'd love to know, what's your favorite example of Eastern architecture? Is it a serene Japanese temple, the intricate beauty of a Chinese garden, or perhaps the majestic Angkor Wat? Share your answer in the comments below and tell us why it inspires you. If you're enjoying this exploration, don't forget to subscribe, give us a like, and share this video with friends who might appreciate the artistry of the East. Your support helps us bring even more inspiring content to you. Now let's return to our journey and discover the genius of humble materials like paper and clay. Beyond wood, traditional Eastern buildings often used breathable materials. Paper and clay were fundamental, creating a soft barrier. Shoji screens exemplify this, acting as walls, doors, and windows. They filter sunlight into a soft glow, creating tranquility. Their flexibility connects to the seasons. Open, they erase boundaries. Closed, they provide privacy and insulation. Clay provides thermal mass and a connection to the earth. Hanok walls used wattle and daub for climate control. Absorbing heat by day and releasing it at night, they regulate humidity. This reflects a philosophy of collaboration with nature, using biodegradable materials. Eastern architects designed living membranes, exchanging energy with the outside. While wood and paper gave Eastern architecture its lightness and breathability, stone provided its anchor, its connection to the very foundation of the earth. Stone was used to create the solid platforms on which temples stood, the winding paths that guided visitors through gardens, and the powerful retaining walls that terraced hillsides. In contrast to the ephemeral nature of wood, stone represented permanence, stability, and eternity. It was the unyielding element that grounded the more delicate parts of the building, creating a beautiful and necessary balance between the transient and the everlasting. The use of stone was a symbolic gesture, rooting the human creation firmly in the geological reality of the landscape. The way stone was used often showed a profound respect for its natural form. Rather than cutting stones into uniform geometric blocks, masons frequently chose to work with their original irregular shapes. This can be seen in the foundations of Japanese castles and the rockeries of Chinese gardens. Stones were fitted together like a monumental jigsaw puzzle, a technique that required immense skill and an intuitive understanding of form and balance. This approach celebrated the unique character of each individual stone, preserving its natural texture and history. The resulting walls and pathways feel organic, as if they were not built by human hands but were instead a natural feature of the land itself. In the design of gardens, stone was elevated to an art form of the highest order. In Japanese Zen gardens, or karasansui, carefully selected rocks and raked gravel are used to represent entire landscapes. A large upright stone might symbolize a mountain, while smaller, smoother stones could represent islands in a sea of white sand. These gardens are not meant to be entered, but are designed for contemplation from a veranda. They are minimalist, abstract compositions that use the raw power and silent presence of stone to evoke a deep sense of tranquility and to stimulate the mind. Here, stone becomes a tool for meditation, a solid point of focus in a world of constant change. From the massive carved blocks of Angkor Wat to the humble stepping stones in a tea garden, stone plays a vital structural and spiritual role. It is the material that endures, bearing the weight of centuries and the memory of all who have passed. It provides the solid, grounding counterpoint to the lightness of wood and paper, embodying the essential yin-yang principle of balance. By using stone with such reverence and artistry, Eastern architects created a powerful dialogue between their buildings and the deep, ancient strength of the earth, crafting spaces that feel both eternally stable and profoundly connected to the planet. Alongside wood and stone, bamboo stands as one of the most important and versatile materials in the Eastern architectural palette. This remarkable grass, which grows with incredible speed and strength, embodies qualities of resilience, flexibility, and simplicity that are highly valued in many Eastern philosophies. Its hollow, segmented structure makes it both lightweight and exceptionally strong for its weight, a combination that builders have utilized for centuries. From the scaffolding used to construct monumental temples to the delicate latticework of a tea house window, bamboo's applications are nearly limitless. Its natural grace and linear form brought a unique aesthetic of refined simplicity to any structure it was a part of. Architecturally, bamboo was used in a vast array of applications. Whole culms or stalks could be used as structural posts and beams for smaller pavilions and rural houses. They were also lashed together to create strong, light frameworks for walls and roofs. When split into thin strips, bamboo could be woven into durable panels for walls, ceilings, and floors, providing texture and natural ventilation. Its flexibility made it ideal for creating curved forms and intricate details that would be difficult to achieve with solid wood. This adaptability made it an indispensable resource, a material that could provide everything from the main structure of a building to its finest finishing touches. Beyond its structural uses, bamboo played a crucial role in shaping the sensory experience of a space. A bamboo fence provides privacy, while still allowing light and air to pass through, creating a sense of gentle enclosure, rather than a hard barrier. The sound of wind rustling through a bamboo grove planted just outside a window is a classic element of garden design, considered to be one of the most soothing sounds in nature. Water features such as the iconic shishiodoshi or deer scarer use a hollow bamboo tube that slowly fills with water, then pivots to create a gentle clacking sound, marking the passage of time and adding a peaceful, rhythmic element to the garden. The use of bamboo is also a powerful statement about sustainability. As one of the fastest-growing plants on Earth, it is a highly renewable resource that can be harvested without causing deforestation. Its cultivation requires minimal intervention, and its lightweight nature makes it easy to transport and work with, reducing the energy footprint of construction. By embracing this supple giant, Eastern builders demonstrated a profound understanding of how to live in harmony with their ecosystem, using a material that was not only beautiful and functional, but also inherently sustainable. Bamboo represents a perfect fusion of practicality, elegance, and ecological wisdom, a true gift of nature to architecture. In Eastern architecture, openings are deliberately crafted to frame a view and shape the relationship between interior and exterior. The placement, size, and shape are considered with care, transforming function into art. A beautiful example is the enso, or circular window, representing enlightenment. Moon gates create anticipation, making the transition feel both physical and psychological. Ultimately, the art of the opening choreographs the human experience, revealing the landscape intentionally. It transforms a building into an active participant in our perception of nature. Long before modern green architecture, Eastern builders created structures in harmony with nature. They understood how buildings could work with the sun, wind, and water to create comfortable, sustainable environments. Building orientation, roof shape, and courtyards harness the environment's resources. Overhanging eaves exemplify passive solar design, blocking summer sun while welcoming winter warmth. Cross ventilation was key, with courtyards acting as cool air reservoirs. Rainwater collection was common, with curved roofs channeling water into cisterns. In wet areas, buildings on stilts protected against floods, ensuring longevity and community well-being. In our modern world, often characterized by visual noise and an overwhelming accumulation of possessions, a powerful counter-movement has taken hold in architecture and interior design, a new wave of minimalism. Today's minimalism draws inspiration from the traditional philosophies of the East, particularly the Japanese concepts of Ma and Wabi-Sabi. This modern interpretation is not about cold emptiness, but about creating serene, intentional spaces that prioritize clarity. It's really a direct response to our cluttered lives, offering a visual and spiritual sanctuary by embracing the timeless wisdom that less can indeed be more. Contemporary architects are increasingly adopting the Eastern principle of Ma, recognizing that empty space is not a void to be filled, but an active element in design. This approach allows the architectural forms and the quality of light to become the primary features. A room with only a few thoughtfully chosen pieces of furniture invites a sense of calm and focus, allowing the mind to rest. This minimalist revival also moves beyond mere aesthetics to influence the very function and feel of a space. It champions a lifestyle that values experience over possessions, a core tenet of many Eastern philosophies. This philosophy encourages us to question what we truly need, to surround ourselves only with objects that are beautiful, useful, or hold deep personal meaning. It's really an architectural manifestation of a desire to simplify our lives and reconnect with what truly matters. Instead, there's a growing appreciation for natural materials that show their age and character, that feels both modern and deeply, timelessly human. As the world grapples with the urgent challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, architects are searching for more sustainable ways to build. This has led to the rise of green architecture, a movement that finds its deepest roots in the ancient practices of the East. The core principles of Eastern architecture, designing in harmony with the local climate, using locally sourced materials, and respecting the natural landscape, are the very foundations of modern sustainable design. Concepts that were once seen as spiritual or philosophical, like Feng Shui's emphasis on orientation and Vastu Shastra's elemental balance, are now being recognized for their profound ecological wisdom. Today's green architects are rediscovering the powerful lessons that Eastern builders have known for centuries. This rediscovery has crystallized into a field known as Biophilic design, a term that literally means love of life. Biophilic design is the practice of connecting humans with nature within the built environment. It goes way beyond just adding a few potted plants to a room. It's a holistic approach that seeks to integrate natural elements, patterns, and processes into buildings. This is a modern articulation of the ancient Eastern goal of creating a seamless flow between inside and outside. Modern office buildings with living green walls, hospitals with healing gardens, and schools with natural daylighting are all expressions of this philosophy, scientifically validating the Eastern intuition that connection to nature is essential for our well-being. We see this ancient wisdom applied in contemporary green buildings. The overhanging eaves of a traditional Japanese temple, designed to manage solar gain, are the direct ancestors of the modern brise soleil or sunshade, used to reduce a building's reliance on air conditioning. The natural cross-ventilation strategies perfected in Korean Hanok homes are now being modeled in sophisticated computer simulations to design energy-efficient buildings that breathe. The use of interior courtyards to create microclimates, a staple of traditional Chinese homes, is now a key strategy for passive cooling in large-scale projects across the globe, reducing energy consumption and enhancing occupant comfort. Ultimately, the influence of Eastern thought on green architecture represents a fundamental shift in our relationship with the environment. It moves away from buildings as sealed boxes that defy nature, towards buildings as living systems that collaborate with nature. This approach acknowledges that human well-being and planetary health are inextricably linked. By looking back to the timeless wisdom of Eastern architecture, modern designers are finding a roadmap for creating a future that is more sustainable and energy efficient, but also more beautiful, humane, and deeply connected to the natural world. One of the most significant trends in modern residential architecture is the desire to dissolve the hard barrier between indoor and outdoor living. Today's homeowners crave a stronger connection to nature, and architects are responding by designing homes that are more open, fluid, and permeable. This movement owes a great debt to the traditions of the East, where the concept of a home as a sealed-off entity was never the norm. Contemporary architects are using vast panes of glass, floor-to-ceiling sliding doors, and retractable wall systems to create dramatic openings. The concept of the interior courtyard is also experiencing a major revival, bringing light, air, and a piece of nature into the very center of the living area. This trend towards permeability extends beyond just the visual and physical connections. It is also about a sensory blending of spaces. By creating these multi-sensory permeable homes, modern design is embracing the profound Eastern wisdom that our well-being is enhanced when the boundaries between our constructed world and the natural world become beautifully and intentionally blurred. Section 4, a return to natural materials, the sustainable palette. Today's architects champion a return to natural materials like wood, stone, and bamboo, inspired by Eastern traditions. Driven by sustainability, health, and aesthetics, these materials offer low environmental impact and timeless beauty. Innovations like cross-laminated timber now allow for wooden high-rises. Bamboo, a super material, extends its traditional uses with laminated beams and elegant interiors. Embracing Wabi-Sabi, materials like rammed earth and natural stone celebrate authenticity, creating tactile spaces connected to nature. Eastern architecture profoundly influences modern design, especially in creating spaces that support well-being. Recognizing the impact of physical environments on stress, focus, and happiness is key. Concepts like Feng Shui are now at the forefront of design. Architects intentionally craft mindful spaces to calm the mind and reduce anxiety. This involves manipulating light, sound, and space, drawing inspiration from elements like Japanese shoji screens. Sound is carefully managed for acoustic comfort. Creating a journey through sequential experiences like in Chinese gardens, designs mindful spaces. Ultimately, this trend designs with empathy, prioritizing the inhabitants' inner experience. It incorporates biophilic elements and nature-inspired palettes. By integrating Eastern principles, modern design crafts sanctuaries that nurture mental and spiritual health. Our journey through Eastern architecture has been rich, leading us from misty mountainsides to tranquil courtyards. These structures are living philosophies, physical manifestations of respect for nature. In the East, nature is a master architect to be followed. This idea weaves through every design. We explored the flow of energy, Feng Shui, Wabi-Sabi, Shakkei, and Mahal. These principles craft environments that nourish the spirit. We witnessed their results in iconic structures across Asia. This wisdom influences our present and future. Solutions for a sustainable future lie in rediscovering timeless wisdom. This exploration of Eastern architecture invites us to see our world differently. It encourages us to slow down and observe the environment, noticing details like sunlight through leaves. These aren't just static features but active participants with their own stories. By cultivating this awareness, we understand harmony more personally. We see borrowed scenery in our lives, connecting us to the wider world. Appreciate the beauty in imperfections like a flower in a sidewalk crack. Our daily walk becomes forest bathing, even on city streets, as we take in the sights and sounds. It reminds us we're part of an interconnected web of life. We learn to appreciate harmony in the world and within ourselves. It's a gift of awareness, bringing beauty and meaning into every moment. You don't need a pagoda or tea house to bring Eastern spirit into your life. The wisdom we've explored can be applied in simple, practical ways within our homes. It begins with intention, thinking about how our spaces make us feel. Start by decluttering, embracing negative space to create calm. Simplify surroundings to make room for our minds to breathe. Instead of clutter, perhaps one beautiful plant. Instead of crowded pictures, a single meaningful piece of art. Blur the lines between inside and out. Rearrange furniture to face a window with a pleasant view. Bring natural elements indoors. Fresh flowers, stones, or houseplants. Choose natural textures like wood, linen, or cotton. Pay attention to the quality of light. Use lamps to create warm, inviting light. These choices cultivate a home that supports your well-being and peace of mind. Eastern architecture offers a blueprint for a sustainable and harmonious world. Human creations should respect and collaborate with nature. In an era of climate change and rapid urbanization, we must rethink how we build. The wisdom of the East provides a model for integrating human needs with the planet's health. This calls for a shift to partnership with nature, respecting natural systems. This approach champions local, sustainable materials, reducing carbon footprint. Imagine cities using local materials, creating architecture connected to its place. Ultimately, this is about respecting our planet's limits and our connection to nature. We can create cities like verdant forests, ensuring a healthier legacy for generations to come. Our time together in this guide is drawing to a close, but this should not be seen as an ending. Instead, consider it a beginning. Think of it as opening a gate onto a path that you can now continue to walk on your own. The world of Eastern architecture and its relationship with nature is vast, deep, and endlessly fascinating. We have only touched upon a few of its most shining examples and core philosophies. There are countless more temples, gardens, homes, and principles waiting to be discovered, each with its own unique story and its own profound lessons to teach. This is your personal invitation to continue this journey of exploration. I encourage you to seek out more knowledge. Read books by architects and scholars who have dedicated their lives to these subjects. Watch documentaries that transport you to the serene landscapes of Kyoto or the intricate gardens of Suzhou. If you have the opportunity to travel, make a point to visit these incredible places in person. There is no substitute for standing on the wooden veranda of a temple and feeling the breeze, or for walking the zigzag path of a Chinese garden and experiencing its unfolding beauty firsthand. But even if you cannot travel far, you can explore the influence of these ideas in local botanical gardens, museums, or even in modern buildings in your own city. Most importantly, carry the spirit of this journey into your daily life. Continue to practice the art of seeing. Look for harmony, balance, and the connection between the man-made and the natural wherever you go. Take moments to appreciate the simple, imperfect beauty around you. Be intentional about the spaces you inhabit, and consider how they might be gently shaped to bring you a greater sense of peace and connection. The principles we have discussed are not just for architects, they are philosophies for living a more mindful, appreciative, and balanced life. They are tools that you can use every single day to cultivate your own inner sanctuary. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. It has been a privilege to share this passion with you. I hope it has sparked a sense of wonder and provided you with inspiration that you can carry forward. The dialogue between architecture and nature is one of the most ancient and beautiful conversations in human history. By learning to listen to it, we not only enrich our own lives, but also learn how to contribute our own small verse to its timeless poetry. May your path forward be filled with beauty, balance, and a deep and abiding harmony with the world around you. The journey continues. Thank you for being a part of this journey into the world of Eastern architecture and its timeless wisdom. If you found inspiration in these stories and ideas, I invite you to become part of our growing community. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode filled with new insights and discoveries. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and share it with friends who might also appreciate the beauty of harmony between design and nature. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below with your favorite moment, any questions you have, or ideas you'd like to see explored in future videos. Your curiosity and perspective help us all learn and grow together. Join us as we continue to uncover the art, architecture, and philosophies that bring inspiration from the East into our everyday lives. Until next time, may you find peace and beauty wherever you are. See you in the next video.